friends, I'm Amit Diwan and I am automation architect and automation trainer. This channel is for software testers who want to learn, grow and improvise a little better. So welcome to our new video of this channel. Let's begin. Friends, so in this video we are going to discuss Selenium4 architecture, new features and improvements. So friends, Selenium 4 is out in the market and now with the version 4.10 it is much more stable, and it is also a very good time to switch to Selenium 4 from Selenium 3. Now let's go over the agenda which we will discuss. First we will talk about Selenium 4 components, and then very important thing, the Selenium 4 architecture, and then we will go forward to enhancements which are done till now in Selenium version 4.10. We will discuss why it is required to move to higher version of Java, and then there is no need to manually set up browser drivers in Selenium 4. Then there are some new relative locators, and then there is a new window and tab management in Selenium 4. Then we will go to Selenium Grid and why it's completely new. Then desired capabilities class and changes in the actions class. First, Selenium 4 components. As you all already know that Selenium has come a long way from Selenium RC when it was introduced in 2004, and then Selenium RC merged with WebDriver to form Selenium 2 and or the new improved version Selenium 3. But now in the Selenium 4, the Selenium RC has been eradicated, and the Selenium WebDriver is in itself is in W3C standards. So talking about Selenium 4, it was first actually introduced in 2018 with alpha and beta versions, and there were some new changes and features. The first stable version of Selenium 4 was introduced in 2021. Now Selenium 4 is much more stable with version 4.10, which is also latest at this time, and it's a high time to switch from Selenium 3 to Selenium 4. Sorry friends. Selenium 4 has 3 components, and all 3 components are using W3C standards. So these 3 components are Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid and Selenium IDE, out of which Selenium WebDriver, it is used to write scripts for automating browsers, and Selenium Grid, it helps in performing parallel execution on standalone and distributed environments on different OS and browsers. It is used for parallel execution. And then there is a Selenium IDE, which is a playback record and playback tool, and it is available as add-on on Chrome, Firefox and Microsoft Edge browsers. Then we will discuss the Selenium 4 architecture, but for this first we need to understand the Selenium 3 architecture and why there is a need to change the architecture and go to Selenium 4. In Selenium 3 there were 4 components: Selenium client library, JSON wire protocol over HTTP, and then there were browser drivers for the specific browsers, and the 4th component is real browsers. So the flow of the data which is happening over these 4 components is as follows. The Selenium client libraries are available in many languages like Java, we have jar for that, Ruby and Gem for Ruby, and Python, JavaScript, PHP, etc. So The Selenium client library issues the command in the programming language, and that command is converted into JSON via JSON wire protocol, and that JSON goes to browser driver. But uh, 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 now JSON wire protocol is responsible to understand the command issued by Selenium language binding and convert it into JSON. Then the browser drivers send that JSON over HTTP server to the real browsers, and the browser performs action, and the response is sent back to the browser driver over HTTP server. So when a browser driver receives a JSON request, it will be sent to respective browser over HTTP server, and the HTTP response will go back in the form of JSON. Real browsers receives the request from the respective browser driver and performs the action. So in the Selenium4 architecture, there was a JSON wire protocol which was responsible to convert a command issued by client library into JSON and vice versa. But now there is a Selenium4 architecture in which JSON wire protocol is completely replaced by W3C WebDriver protocol. Why it is replaced? Let's see. The main drawback of JSON wire protocol was that there was no direct communication between the client libraries and the browser driver. JSON wire protocol acts as a mediator between the client libraries and browser driver. So the server in the browser has nothing to do with the programming code, but only understand protocol. Hence it uses the process of serialization and deserialization to talk to the browser driver. So when the command goes from Selenium client library, it is converted into JSON. So the object is converted into JSON. It is known as serialization. And when the response is sent back from the browser to the browser driver, and browser driver sent back to client library, but browser driver sent back to a client library, at that time the serialization happens, that is JSON is converted into object. So that is deserialization. But this is a cumbersome process. JSON wire protocol is converting the language, converting the programming language into JSON. So this can result in some exceptions, slower test execution, and there are more chances of unstable tests. So now this is changed. This has changed to W3C WebDriver protocol. So that there is no mediator, and the W3C WebDriver talks directly to the browsers. As almost all the real browsers and their driver executables are already on the W3C standards, and now the client libraries or language bindings also uses the W3C protocol, which makes communication much easier between client and the server. Server is within the browser driver. Okay, so it is like that two persons talking in the same language to each other. So W3C WebDriver is no different. It is contained within the language binding. So you are already using the JSON protocol and also W3C WebDriver protocol. Actually, since Selenium version 3.8, both JSON wire and W3C protocol were there in the WebDriver. So you were using it, but you didn't came to know. But now in the Selenium 4, only W3C standards are there. That is World Wide Web Consortium. It is a standard which in which all the all the browsers are created. And it is a standard in which now Selenium library is also written. So in the Selenium 3, you all know that we had a cumbersome process of setting the browser drivers, and whenever the browser version changes, we again need to download the browser driver from the Selenium portal and place it on our system. But now in the Selenium version 4.6 and onwards, there is no need to manually set up browser driver in our machine, because it is automatically taken care of by Selenium Manager class, which is already included in the client library. I will talk more about this in this PPT and in the next slides. So all the browsers and client library have adopted W3C protocol. This makes Selenium code base more fast and more optimized. So now we have to discuss why it is required for moving to higher version of Java, Java 11 or Java 17. It is required because from September 2023, Selenium will be stopping supporting of Java version 8. So now the new minimum version which Selenium will support is Java 11. And that too is also not confirmed. We might have to move to Java 17. So according to their post on the official website, I have taken this snippet from their official website, and it is saying Selenium has long supported Java 8, but as technology evolves, so must we. One of the primary reasons for this change is that the Java 8 has reached the end of the active support over a year ago. In addition, our default HTTP client has not had a major release in several years, and bug has been found that we cannot fix. We have decided to move to the native Java HTTP client, but it requires using Java 11 or greater. So sooner we make this change, the sooner we can avoid dealing with this issue. This led them to stop using Java 8 and move on to Java 11 or greater. And also our minimum version will be Java 11. September 30, 2023 is also the end of the active support for Java 11. However, we want to take cautious and conservative path forward and not force our users to make a big jump from Java 8 to Java 17, as we understand the community might need longer to move to that version. So they are taking a cautious step. We must revisit this topic in the future to announce the plan to support Java 17 as a minimum version. So friends, I have already moved to Java 17 to work with Selenium 4, and believe me, there is not much change. So now I have to discuss with you that there is no need to manually set up browser drivers as we were doing in Selenium 3. And we always needed to download the browser driver and keep it in our system manually, and change the browser driver every time the browser version increases. So and then we can set them in the environment variables, or we can use the WebDriver manager from Bonnie Garcia. You know that this was a very tedious task. But with Selenium version 4.6 and upwards, there is no need to set property for browser drivers, or no need to manually place them in your system or set environment variable path. Even we don't need WebDriver manager from Bonnie Garcia. This is because now WebDriver API contains Selenium Manager class, which is a singleton class, and it is again written by Bonnie Garcia. So Selenium Manager class is now responsible for verifying that your browser is there in the system, or otherwise it will download for you. This class verifies that driver executable for the specific browser version is there in the system, or otherwise downloads. It downloads it for us, and we don't have to take care. Any communication between the WebDriver and browser takes place in the same way, that is via browser driver. Selenium Manager class implementation is still in the beta mode. That is, they have not finalized it yet, and it may change. So Selenium is still improvising, friends. Selenium Manager class downloads a browser executable at the location in your system. Um, it keeps the browser driver at the location in the users directory. Then you will have your directory with your name, then dot cache, and then Selenium. We are we will see what's written on the official website. I have taken this snippet from there. Selenium is now included with batteries included. The Selenium project wants to improve the user experience, and one of the first steps is to help all users to simplify how they set up their environment. Configuring browser drivers has been for many years a task which users need to perform in order to have a working environment to run Selenium. Setting up a browser driver once is not that complicated, but as the browser release cycles got shorter, and now we have new Chrome, Firefox or Edge version every 4 to 6 weeks, the task of keeping the browser driver in sync with the browser version is not that easy anymore. So Selenium Manager is a new tool that helps to get the working environment to run the Selenium out of box. Beta 1 of Selenium version Selenium Manager will configure the browser driver for Chrome, Firefox and Edge if they are not present on the path. So Selenium Manager class, which is included in the WebDriver API, will take care of the browser driver automatically now. So there are also some new relative locators in Selenium 4. You all know that there is a by class which has some standard location strategies, but now there are some new relative locators which are introduced in Selenium 4. Let's read it from the PPT. By class provides a mechanism to find elements which the HTML document contains. By class is also known as locator class because in Selenium 3 it has mainly 8 location strategies for finding elements. Location strategies link text and partial link text can only be used in case of hyperlink tag, that is a tag. Now, in addition to these location strategies, Selenium 4 has introduced some new relative locators, which are methods to locate nearby elements by specifying directions. So, the current location strategies of by class which are there in Selenium 3, we can find element by ID, by name, by class name, by XPath, by CSS selector, by tag name, and then by link text or partial link text. Now in Selenium 4 we have some new relative locators in addition to the already discussed locators. These are above, below element, to left of element, or to right of element, or near element. So these relative locators are introduced. Now there is a new window management or tab management in Selenium 4. Earlier there were no methods in Selenium with which we can open new window or tab. We had to use JavaScript via JavaScript executor to achieve this. So we had to achieve this using JavaScript executor. and using the execute script method, in which we executed the JavaScript and we can open a new tab. I have written this script over here, and now the WebDriver has a method to work with multiple tabs or windows in the same session without creating new WebDriver object. It means we can open a new tabs, as many tabs as we want, and also we can open a new window. So the way to open a new window is, we already do driver.switch2, which return target locator interface, but now we do driver.switch2.new window. Earlier we did window. Now dot new window. If we write window type dot window, then it will open and switch to new window. Or if we write window type dot tab, then it will open and switch to new tab. Also, there is a new Selenium Grid. It is completely new, and all the code is written completely from scratch. So you already know that Selenium Grid is used for parallel execution and aims to run tests on several machines or OS and several browsers by distributing them. In Selenium 4, Selenium Grid is completely redesigned and the code is completely new, that is from scratch. In Selenium 4, Grid can be used in three ways. So there is a standalone mode, there is a hub and node mode, and there is a distributed mode, as compared to Selenium 3, where there was only one mode, hub and node. Now in the standalone mode, this mode starts a fully functional grid with a single command and on a single machine. So now you can run the Selenium Grid on one machine. But there is a classical hub and node mode, and this is the most used role because it allows to combine different machine or OS or environments in a single grid. It is exactly the same as we used in Selenium 3. The third is distributed mode. This mode starts each component separately, and Grid now has inbuilt Docker support, and there is no need to start or create new VMs. And there is also some modification in the DesiredCapabilities class and some changes in the Actions class. You already know that DesiredCapabilities class in WebDriver API is a series of key and value pairs that store the browser properties like browser name, browser version, the path of the browser driver, then it supports JavaScript or not, and all these properties are determine the behavior of the browser at runtime while executing Selenium Grid. But in the Selenium 4, this DesiredCapabilities class is replaced with browser options class. So now there is separate options class for all the browsers, like Chrome options for Chrome, Firefox options for Firefox, Edge options for Edge, and Internet Explorer options for IE browser. Also in the action class there are some changes. You know that action class is an API for emulating complex keyboard and mouse actions in Selenium WebDriver. Some orthodox tasks like double click, right click, mouse hover, we can do these in using actions class in Selenium WebDriver scripts. So, but in Selenium 4 there are some newer methods which are included in the Actions API to perform that certain tasks easily, like zoom in and zoom out and two key press, etc. And of course, yes, we are going to start a new batch from 15th July 23. And this is a weekend batch every Saturday and Sunday, and there will be 2-hour class from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is a 5 months hands-on intensive training program, and you will be having 150 hours of total learning. So this course is created for giving you practical knowledge and grooming you as a complete and reliable automation engineer. So you will be doing with me in Java, which is required for QA frameworks, and then we will be doing Selenium 4 and Cucumber 7, which is used for unit testing and acceptance testing. And we will be creating our framework with Maven, and will be using GitHub repository and Jenkins as a CI/CD tool. So we will be having tests at the regular intervals in our course, and also there will be assignments and projects on real time in websites. So you can always call us at 6262-242430, or and you can also send query at qacult@gmail.com, and we will respond in 24 hours. Thanks for watching. Friends, if you like our content, do like this video and share with your friends. And also do comment below for any query or suggestion. Also, don't forget to subscribe our channel, because we will be creating such videos with knowledgeable content. To subscribe, please press the bell icon and select all to get all notifications of our new video.